Previously on Road to Trainee, K-pop, 7 days stepping into their world. I was just not able to do it. This is my final push to become a trainee. Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of Road to Trainee. And today's going to be a little bit different. We've actually got more of a story time video. For those of you who don't know, I recently participated in my first in-person audition, and it was for the Adore Boys 2026 audition in Toronto. And before we get into the details, I want to say it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I love to perform, so getting up there, it was exhilarating. I had adrenaline pumping the whole time. It was just pure excitement. I was there, I wanted to show what I had. So overall, I absolutely loved every minute there, and I'm excited to do more auditions in the future. So to start off, this audition happened April 12th, 2026, so almost a month ago. It was in Toronto, like I said. So upon walking into the front door, there was a security guard, and he asked me if I'm able to be there, if I meet the age requirement, which is funny because this audition is 2007 and younger, and I'm born in 2007, which means this was the last possible year I would have been eligible to shoot for this audition. So I ended up pulling out my ID and showing him. He let me in. After I got let in, I walked down the hall, and within a couple minutes, I was already registered. I had a sticker that I had to put on my chest, and I was able to go into the waiting room. Once I got into the waiting room, there was about 30 to 40 other guys there. There's just a bunch of chairs laid out in a line, and I sat down at one. There was quite a wait because they were only taking in about 5 people at a time. So I think I sat in the waiting room for about an hour and a half. There were some people in there like myself that used the waiting room as a chance to warm up or prepare for their audition. Now, a lot of people there were auditioning for dance, so there were a few people warming up, stretching, practicing their choreographies. Me, on the other hand, I opened up my guitar case, I started tuning my guitar, doing some vocal warm-ups. Another thing to note is there was a big TV on the wall that was playing a lot of very popular K-pop songs, so I decided to get on my guitar, listen to what key it was in, and then just start playing solos. So that's what I did for a lot of the warm-up time. I found that it calmed my nerves a lot. There were a lot of people looking at me, but for the most part, I feel like when I have a guitar in my hands, all the nerves kind of subside. So that's pretty much everything that I did while I was waiting, leading up to my audition. I was one of the last guys in the group to get called for my audition. When I was brought up as one of the 5, I was the first one in the line, which means I went to the second waiting room. There was a bench there, and I was the first one to sit down because I was next to be called in. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I was sitting there waiting to be called in, I did get pretty nervous because I've never been in an in-person audition before. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if there was gonna be a lot of people. I didn't know what the environment was gonna be like. I think most people can agree that when you walk in there, you wanna leave the best first impression. So I was just kind of overthinking in my head on how I should approach things. So going in there, I knew there was about 30 other people that they had to judge in front of me, which means I didn't want to waste their time. I knew the day was long for them, and I wanted to make the process as easy as it could be from my end. So what I did is I asked the person outside monitoring if I could just leave my guitar case, take my guitar out. That way, when I get in there, I'm not opening my case, pulling out my guitar, and getting ready, because that does take a lot of time, especially if a lot of people are doing it. I left my guitar case outside, I got my guitar, put the strap around my chest. The person in front of me came out, and the lady monitoring said it was my turn to go in. So I got up, brushed off all the nerves, and I walked right inside. So when I walked inside the audition room, there was a green X on the floor where I'm supposed to stand. I stand on it, and that's when they asked me to quickly introduce myself. Like I mentioned before, it's important when you introduce yourself to not waste their time. They want to know the important stuff: your name, your age, where you're from, and what you're going to be doing. So for me, that meant saying my name is Ashton Allender, I'm 18 years old, I'm from Canada, and today I was going to be singing, followed by the song. Now for this audition, I prepared Let It Go by James Bay, which is a song I'm familiar with singing before for covers on Instagram. I think it's a great song for conveying emotion and showing off vocal technique. So right after my introduction, with no time to waste, I began singing. For almost all of the song, it felt like it was going great. I was hitting notes, I was playing guitar well. It was pretty much going exactly how I wanted it to go, and I think the judges could feel that energy as well because they were smiling, they were bopping their head. It was overall a great time. So one thing worth noting is that in the requirements for this audition, I was supposed to choose a song to sing and keep it under 1 minute and 30 seconds, and I prepared for it. So from the start of the song to the end of the song, I had it perfectly timed for about 1 minute 29, 1 minute 30. which is why it really surprised me when after the first song, she asked if I had a second song to sing as well. Now this is pretty much where it all went downhill. There were some other songs I was testing when picking my song, but none of them I prepared as well as I did Let It Go by James Bay. So when they asked if I had another song, I was like, well, I can't really disappoint them, so I said I did, and then I started singing Grenade by Bruno Mars. Now Grenade is another song I'm very familiar with, but it's not one that I was recently practicing. So the way I sung this one, it was a big change of pace from Let It Go. There was a lot more of a groove in it, a little bit more of a jump. So they were bopping their head, they were smiling like usual, and then the chorus came around, and everything went to shit. I almost instantly forgot about the chord progression, and I just started messing up almost every chord I could possibly mess up. It was so embarrassing. I tried not to show it, but I'm sure that they could see how red my face was getting. It's really unfortunate because I had a second opportunity to show them what I got, and the chorus is where the song shines the most. It had a change in range as well as a change in energy, so I really wanted to give it my all and show them my best, but what I ended up giving them was a song that just kept stopping, kept pausing, and a bunch of chords that didn't fit with it. When it came to closing off the second song, I ended up salvaging a little bit of what I had, and I think I ended it alright, but I think it's safe to say the damage was already done because that energetic smile across their faces was almost fully faded. After finishing the last song, I openly admitted that I didn't really prepare the second song. I think it was obvious though, to be honest. And upon completing it, they thanked me and then they asked me if I've released any music before. To the people watching this, I'm sure you know, but I've been releasing music for about 4 years now, so I told them that. They thanked me for my time, and that was the end of my audition. When I was leaving the room, they gave me a few things like the stickers here, as well as a keychain. The stickers here, and then a keychain that says Adore on it. These are really cool things to take home, things that'll help me remember that day. But after I walked out that room, I called my Uber and headed home for the night. It's been about 3 weeks since my audition, and I haven't heard anything from them yet, so I think it's safe to say that I did not pass. And honestly, I can't say I blame them. I did butcher the second song completely, but my final thoughts on the audition are that I think it was an amazing experience. I think it was not bad for my very first audition. It could have gone a lot worse. I think them asking for a second song out of me, I take that as a good sign because I feel like the first one did go pretty well. I think my biggest takeaway from this is that I've got to prepare double for what they asked me. They wanted one song under 1:30, and that's what I prepared for. But when I got there, they asked for a second song, and I was in there for almost 5 minutes. So that there showed me that really anything can happen. It can be unpredictable, and if I had another song or 2 more songs practiced, it would have gone a lot better for me, and the outcome could have been very different. I know this video is a little bit shorter, but thank you to anybody who stuck to the end. We will get on to the dancing and singing content again, and I'll also be showing you guys a little bit of the behind the scenes of when I apply to online auditions as well. Overall, I think it was a big learning opportunity and a success, and I look forward to doing more auditions in the future, as well as continuing this series to show you guys exactly what it takes to become a trainee in the K-pop industry. I'll see you guys next time.